Blind to Congress, who never spends a day in prison. But beneath the Iran-Contra affair lies a deeper scandal.
What you ultimately had was a very dark chapter in the United States' involvement with drug trafficking.
The Iran-Contra investigation has really never been told. You have the bipartisan investigations. People will read and then they'll forget. They know that nothing's going to happen, and you saw it with Oliver North. He got indicted, he was convicted, and they let him go.
It was in no way hidden that this mercenary force that was being funded with U.S. tax money was also apparently importing drugs to the U.S. That fact was established, even as it was quickly brushed aside.
We're all on our phones and laptops.
He's convicted of drug smuggling and sentenced to life in prison without parole, plus an additional 135 years. After testifying against Panamanian dictator Manuel Noriega, his sentence is reduced to 55 years. Later also tells the government that the Medellin cartel had given $10 million to the CIA-backed Contra army in Nicaragua. It's the first public indication that the cartel was connected to the CIA's secret war.
Hearing will come to order, please. What is the definition of national security which permits us to sacrifice the war on illegal drugs to support the illegal war conscience?
After the Iran-Contra hearings, Senator John Kerry conducts a separate and often secret investigation of the government's involvement with drug smugglers during the 1980s.
Right on the heels of the Iran-Contra scandal, you had John Kerry, the lone politician willing to try to take this on.
In testimony before this committee last year, we heard how it's possible to literally rent an island overnight so that drug planes can land, unload, and transfer their drugs to boats that come into Florida. We will hear testimony about the destabilization of whole countries, regions, the support for terrorism, and the subversion of our own laws and institutions.
Contra pilots testify under oath.
After the guns were unloaded, was something loaded into the airplane?
Yes, I loaded about 17 duffel bags and 5 or 6 boxes.
And what was in the duffel bags?
Cocaine.
And in the boxes?
Cocaine.
For anybody explaining what you were loading, or did you know? So we stand in recess for 10 minutes.
Despite the admission Contra pilots were running drugs to finance an illegal CIA war, few in the media pick up on the story. In 1992, Contra supporter Danilo Blandón is charged with conspiracy to distribute cocaine. To reduce his sentence, he agrees to help the government in a sting operation to bring down his old customer, Rick Ross. It's not until 1996 that a little-known reporter named Gary Webb will expose Blandón's Contra connections.
We got all the DEA undercover tapes, we got the FBI reports. What we found, that it was connected to this Nicaraguan cocaine pipeline.
With controversy swirling, the CIA director himself, John Deutsch, agrees to a town hall meeting with the citizens of South Central LA.
You, the president, and everybody else should be highly upset and say, how did this cancer get here? How did it happen?
The African-American community really picked it up and felt that this was confirmation of what they had been suffering through the war on drugs and the epidemic of addiction.
The drugs have been coming in this country and they have been sanctioned by our government.
Rick Ross's co-defendant confronts the CIA director.
Rick looking at life. My first offense, I'm looking at 20. Ed Blandón is out of jail and you paid him $166,000.
The